Hey, welcome back to Drinking with the Fat Guys. Georgia Sean here with Big Fat Will. And we are drinking beers from Wild Heaven out of Avondale Estates, Georgia. Today we are starting with the Westy Golden Raspberry and Serviceberry Sour. Come back to that in a minute. The White Blackbird Saison. Then we'll move on to the Extra Fine Standard Deluxe Lager Style beer. Then we'll do the ATL Easy Ale. Then this Bestie Pub Ale. Then we'll do the emergency drinking beer and another version of the emergency drinking beer, which is a fruit beer. Moving on to this German style Marzen Fest beer. And then we'll end on the Wise Blood IPA. All right, now we'll start with this Westy, the Golden Raspberry and Serviceberry Sour. Serviceberry, Will.
I like Serviceberry.
Yeah. You know, this is actually a pleasant smell for a sour.
Yeah, it is.
It almost smells like a Flanders red ale, like Belgian style, Flemish style, I should say. It has a fruity sourness,
But it finishes kind of like flat.
It does come out very flat. Now it looks kind of flat too. I mean, look. The color of this beer kind of got this orangish color to it. No head at all. I mean, there was definitely some sort of carbonation as we were pouring it, but it is gone.
Yeah.
But it's a winey kind of sour, you know? I'm not sure how I feel about it. I mean,
It's not bad.
but I don't really aim for beers that aren't bad.
Yeah. I mean,
I do want to know what the hell a Serviceberry is. The raspberry is present there. I can
Yeah,
look at
definitely.
the raspberry. So, not bad. Especially for a sour.
yeah.
Now on to the White Blackbird Saison. I'm a big fan of Saison. I like Saison.
Yeah.
Nice can too. See, this is nice white frothy, but really, really clear. Orangish amber.
Yeah. Typical.
Yeah, actually, but a little sweetness. A little bit of crisp, kind of. All right. Well,
Not a fan of this one.
it's got a crispness to it. It's got a sweetness to it. I would say a light,
Sweet?
You want to say sweet?
Yes.
So it tastes
A little bit.
A little bit of peppery behind that.
Yeah.
Almost like anise, almost like a little bit of licoricey.
Yeah. And kind of. Is it bitter?
I
I feel like it hits me in the back of my tongue.
it does. I think it's that weird pepper licorice kind of thing. It just
I don't think I would expect that from a Saison. Would you?
no. It's just a weird. It tastes like a really weird foreign candy.
Yeah.
I mean, look, this is a yeasty flavor that's coming out, some esters that are coming out that have turned this beer into something in that area. I can't say I'm a fan.
I can't say I am either. I feel like it might hit better on a different palate. Like you were saying, like the foreign candy. Like I feel like maybe this is just not for us.
I mean, Yeah, the people who are drinking a series of Belgians, who live in the Belgian world all the time and love the Belgian variety where you get some really off flavors, right? These taste off to me.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like it's a right beer. You know, it feels like it's a weird beer. But again, 10 years ago, I might have been more into this Belgian because I was definitely into more in Belgian stuff at the time.
This is weird coming from Avondale Estates.
Wild Heaven. I mean, this is pretty wild taste.
Yeah. All right.
And now on to this extra fine standard deluxe. It's a lager.
I have a high expectation for this one.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
It's extra fine.
So fine, blow my mind.
Okay.
All right. It's kind of a hazy straw yellow.
Yeah, slightly hazy.
Very frothy. Okay,
Slightly.
all right. Doesn't smell like what I call a standard lager, so maybe this standard deluxe is actually... All right.
Yeah. It has an aftertaste that just it is unsettling.
It is relatively blah and sticks in a weird way, but it doesn't hang for very long.
Yeah, not
So
for very long.
It's got a light lemony maybe flavor. We just kind of, again, something slightly sour, but not sour. It doesn't have the crispness of the lager that I like, so lager style is probably a fair statement.
Yeah, he's going. I don't know.
So, you know, when we hit Pilsners and stuff like that, we often find ourselves saying things like, oh, for a hot day, for a hot day, for a hot day. Right?
Yeah, no, and I don't feel like this one for a hot day.
No, it's not.
And it's like, it seems like that's supposed to be its like universe that it lives in.
Yeah, that's its appeal, which is
Yeah.
is an easy drinking, hanging out, warm beer. But it's not
I don't get it, no.
easy drinking beer for the beach. It's not easy drinking beer for the pool. It's not easy drinking beer for the house. It doesn't add anything to a dinner or a lunch.
No.
You know?
Yeah. That's...
All right, Wild Heaven, you're dropping the ball here, but we got some more beers to go.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, now we'll move on to ATL Easy Ale. Hopefully that in the ale form, an easy drinking beer is better.
Yeah. We'll see. Good on mine, but
This one.
Well,
fine.
Hopefully it sucks then.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hazy yellow.
Yeah, very hazy. Yeah.
All right, this has some more ale aroma.
Yeah.
A little bit more malt, a little bit of hops, maybe
let's see.
citrusy maybe?
Slightly.
Yeah,
Just
very
slightly, yeah.
very easy.
Thanks, Kristen.
Yeah, this one's hitting me just like the other one was.
This is actually an ale version of the other one. You're right.
I think
the same way.
It hits the same way. I think this one tastes better.
It feels heartier, but it tastes about the same. Very bland with a little bit of almost, light citrusy flavor.
Yeah.
It hangs a little bit longer than the other one, but then it's gone.
Yeah.
These are the two beers here that you're really. It says for the fans, and obviously this is basically a beer that they're saying stand out there, drink beer while watching a game, so you can make yourself a drive home.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like a tailgating one.
Yeah,
like no matter what, Falcons, Braves, whoever you're expecting to lose.
Isn't this the the symbol for the white supremacy or something now?
No, not that. No.
Oh, that's the OK symbol.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm not implying in any way that
we're gonna cut that.
Yeah.
This is the peace up, A-Town down. There.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
This is the Usher. Yeah, Usher.
So it's a beer for people with herpes who share it with other people.
Yeah, this got off the rails pretty quickly. So
fat guys drinking beer.
Yeah.
All right, now onto the Bestie Pub Ale. So, Pub Ale. In the next 6 months, you'll get some wonderful videos of Big Fat Will and Georgia Sean in London doing pub ale drinking.
I look forward to it.
Now I feel like I'm overdoing myself. See, I tried to shortchange you a little bit.
What?
That's a lot of head. Just like I like it.
You wouldn't even know anymore.
Whoa,
All right, this is kind of almost an orange. It's really hazy.
Yeah, very hazy.
Okay, hold on. It's a sweet,
Sweet, yeah, I'll give it that.
not a lot of hoppy aroma. I mean, this is sweet, like malty sweet, which is interesting, and some yeasty sweet.
Yeah, I would say yeasty sweet.
Yeah, definitely more than malty. You're right.
Yeah.
Wow, super carbonated.
Yeah.
Not a shock based on the amount of head, but super, very sweet.
Honestly, not that bad.
It's got a sweetness, but a little bit of sourness in it. I mean, not a bad sourness, like a little sour bite behind it.
Yeah. I mean, a crisp taste. Sour bite at the end.
Yeah, and it hangs around a little, almost orangey.
Yeah. And at 4.2%.
This is a drinking beer.
Yeah, this is a good drinking beer if, football here in the States or,
Sucker. Man, you.
or, yeah, or proper football and
This bestie name, though. I
yeah.
don't know what to say about it. Wow.
I mean,
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. It's a hell of a lot better than the last two. So.
This is my kind of drinking beer. I mean, something with some flavor, something with some body. I like the carbonation. It's got a lot of carbonation that hits you, but it goes well. I don't know why they call this a pub ale. I don't know enough about this beer. As you know, we've said many times we don't do any kind of research, but
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think this would be definitely a good one. This is one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good job, pub ale. All right, emergency drinking beer. A beer, if you're from this area, you are familiar with.
Yes.
I tried to
As I remember it, yeah.
I love this can. This is one of my favorite cans in beer because it's just, again, that kind of emergency yellow.
Yeah,
you know, right?
it's just like, break glass.
Yeah,
you know,
break glass,
yeah.
drink beer. You know, right? A hazy straw. Malty, but somewhat citrusy floral aroma.
Yeah. I mean, it's a solid sip. I mean, there's... It doesn't... It's almost like water. I mean, don't you... What do you think? I mean, there's little to no flavor. There's no, aftertaste. It's just... emergency drinking beer.
It's a plain beer.
Yeah.
It's not offensive. It's not particularly great. It's an okay beer. It's an okay beer. I mean, but again, this is kind of, a tailgate beer for me. I mean, the emergency drinking beer, I mean, it's a cute joke. It's a nice little gag, right? But if you come down to the end
contents,
of it, really what it should
beer.
be, it's just beer.
Yeah.
It's true. Contents, beer.
This is like a solid craft Miller Lite.
That's a stellar example. It is your craft Miller, which is
Means you'll pay more for it, but I mean, look better at the tailgate.
yeah, it looks better at tailgate. But
Yeah.
really, what you do is you're just taking a hangout beer and making it sound like it's a craft beer. But it's not a bad beer.
Yeah.
And now the emergency drinking beer berry blend. So hopefully this berry adds something to this.
Hopefully it's very great.
I mean, it's the same color.
Yeah.
Oh, I smell the berries.
Yeah,
Raspberry
definitely.
front.
Yeah.
It's very raspberry. Holy crap.
You might have some berry in there.
How about a service berry?
I don't know. I have to check the. Wow. Ooh. That's very delicious.
It's very berry,
Very.
and there's some malt behind it, but berry is definitely the core ingredient here in
it's-
terms of taste and flavor.
It's definitely berry.
If I had to say, you know what this tastes like? This tastes like a slightly beery version of a kid's cereal.
No, if you had like a light beer, like maybe Miller Bud Light, and put in some Kool-Aid, I think that this is where we would land.
I think you're right.
Like berry Kool-Aid?
Yeah, it's a basic beer with a heavy raspberry, maybe blueberry flavoring.
Yeah.
It's not offensive. I mean, I'm talking about it like it is, but it's not.
No, it's not. I think it's more like you have when you have two separate like beers. You have like beers for the fellas and beers for the ladies. This is definitely a lady beer. I don't mean that in any bad way at all. Please.
That's not very millennial of you.
Yeah. I just think it's it's very sweet tasting. I think it's a very lady beer.
Big Fat Will discriminates. Cheers. And now it's fest beer time. I'm a huge Marzen fan, so I have high hopes here.
I am neither here nor there. We'll see.
I'm gonna take a whole bunch of this beer because I got such high hopes. I'm stealing it.
I hope your hopes are
And I love
dashed.
this festive pretzel man. It's like the planter's guy if he was a pretzel instead of a peanut. All right.
Everybody loves penis.
So this is kind of an amber color. Malty. Very malty.
Oh, it is. Oh, wow.
Very malty. So far, so good.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a... Okay. So a Marzen beer is an Oktoberfest, essentially. Okay?
I have a strong Oktoberfest feeling from this. Yeah.
It's malty. It's got a little bit of sourness, but very light, but again, malt forward. That sweet and kind of sour comes from the malt. The yeast also brings a little of that kind of sourness into it. It's a German-style beer.
Yeah.
But
I think this
malty.
is exactly what I would expect, yeah.
And I could definitely see myself drinking this beer.
Yeah, I would give this one good marks.
Yeah, I'd drink this beer again, and this is a good hangout beer.
Yeah.
It's a good beer to drink with food, which again, a fest beer should be, right?
Yeah, oh, like some good old broths or something.
Yeah. Mustard,
Yeah.
broth, sauerkraut, kind of all that malt sweetness
Yeah.
comes in,
Definitely.
complements that meaty and sour kind of vinegary flavor.
Yeah.
Flavor.
I agree.
Some broths would be great.
Yeah.
I can use broth right now.
I'm hungry too.
I like this one. You know what? I don't know if this is a regular style from Wild Heaven, because again, I've never seen it before. That's why we grabbed it.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's because of the time of year.
Yeah, October,
Yeah.
naturally.
So I think that's probably why this fest beer is here.
Yeah, overall, I think this is a good one.
All right, now we end up with this Wise Blood IPA.
It's hazy.
Yeah, orangish, right?
Yeah. Oh, it smells great.
This is nice. Okay, look. This is a classic kind of like juicy IPA.
Yeah. It says drink fresh. It does smell fresh.
It does smell fresh. Maybe orange, tangerine. There's some sort of orange, and as Swedish Joe would call it, a pith. Like that white part of the orange. A hint of kind of that dankness. I mean, not heavy, but what are you picking up?
I mean, I would agree. Orange. I wouldn't say a dankness. I would.
What would you call it? I mean, again, that pith, that white pith, to me is what I'm picking up.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
It's a dry element.
Yeah, that's what it is. I wouldn't call it a dank.
Okay.
I would call it a dry element, though.
It's not bad. It's a slow drinking IPA, and mainly because it's not super sweet, but it's also not like super dry on its own that you keep picking up. It hangs around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
a little bit.
I would say it's a good like pub beer for like a pint. I wouldn't buy a 6-pack.
No, I definitely wouldn't buy a 6-pack. The problem is, as I said, it would take me a while to get to that 6-pack.
Yeah.
Having this beer over and over and over is not necessarily a thumbs up for me. I mean, it's not a bad beer. It's very tasty.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Like I said, it's good for a pint, but I wouldn't go, full board with the 6-pack.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not bad. Well, okay. Wild Heaven has not been the best beer tasting. I've enjoyed the process, but at the end of the day, I don't really necessarily like a lot of these beers. I would say most of the beers are okay drinking.
Yeah.
But okay drinking is not what I'm shooting for. This beer I really liked. This Marzen I really liked. If I had to choose my second beer, it would probably be this IPA. But then I'd go somewhere. I think it was the best.
Yeah. This one, the pub ale. This one was Das is good. And honestly, I like this one as well. The Westie at
the mystery service beer.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't drink it. I wouldn't buy a 6-pack of it. It's like a good refresher between beers. But yeah, so this one, and I like the Bestie, and I would say also this one with some brats.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, Wild Haven. It was a fun tasting.
Yeah.
And I'll say that. And give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. If you're a big fan of Wild Haven and you want to tell us we're wrong, feel free to tell us we're wrong. If you think Wild Heaven should take a piss, tell us that too. But otherwise, thanks for hanging out and cheers.